how do we as human beings deal with the fact that we must all live on this earth with people who don't share our worldviews? For me, that is the core and essential guiding principle of my pilot, The House Between, Arrived. And I guess I see this pilot and the prospective series as my response to the famous existentialist play by Jean-Paul Sartre, No Exit. And you might remember the most famous line from that play. It's, "Hell is other people."
I've cataloged the cans.
What's the damage?
2 cans per person per day for 21 days. I'll be in charge of that. Kitchen's mine.
Do you even know how long a day is in this place? Did you even think about that, numbskull? Jesus, hell really is other people.
Just trying to help.
And I've thought on that long and hard, and I got to realize, no, it's not really hell that's other people. It's our human existence right here on Earth. We all must reckon with people who are different than us. I mean, how do blue staters deal with red staters? How do Muslims deal with Christians? How do atheists deal with believers? And on it goes. The most difficult part of human existence is sharing the resources of this limited planet with people who don't share our ideologies or beliefs.
I understand your beliefs, Teresa, but what you're talking about here is essentially prayer. And forgive me, but the power of prayer has been studied extensively and has never proven to have any measurable impact as a method of communication.
So I came to see this empty old house, this strange place in the house between, as a microcosm for Earth. Like the Earth, it's inescapable, and like the Earth, it has this population of 5 people who have very different beliefs. It has limited resources, the food will eventually run out, and there's nowhere to go to get away from people you don't like.
Please, can't we just stop? This is making my head hurt. We're just talking in circles. I want to go home. I never want to see any of you again.
And you might ask, well, how can you do a science fiction series basically with, an empty house and, no props? And my answer is that what you do is you explore those characters and that you explore that situation. One future episode could deal with one of the characters hijacking the kitchen, which is the most valuable room in the house since there's food there.
The hell is this? Die Hard in the kitchen?
I've got to get back in there. The kitchen's mine!
Every scrap of food we have is in that kitchen, and he waited for the perfect opportunity. I don't know about you, but I haven't eaten in a while.
Then he's serious about this?
He's serious!
If there's no way out of this house, then what do you do? How do you deal with the refuse, with the garbage? Where does it go? Where is it stored? Who wants the garbage next to their room?
What are you two up to?
Garbage talk.
Thought I smelled something.
Look, we're growing out of this place. We need a dump.
How about the attic?
Yeah, I'm sure as hell not going up there. This is perfect. It's in the middle of all our rooms.
It's next to mine.
Look, it's not my fault your room's in the middle of the hallway.
What about putting them down in the foyer?
That'll stink up the whole house.
Your room does have a crawl space.
Oh, no, you're not putting that stuff in my room. I can't sleep if I'm smelling rotten food.
We're gonna have to stow this stuff somewhere. Somebody's gonna have to
Well,
compromise.
somewhere's not my room. What about you? You've got 2 closets.
Another episode could involve what I see as the 6th character in the show, which is the house, and the idea that the house sort of reflects the mind state of the character. So the house could become very nightmarish. It could become sort of a fantasy land. It could reflect the identities and secrets of the characters, and you begin to see that a little bit in the first episode when they realize the wall isn't exactly what it seems to be. That this house might not exactly be a brick and mortar house. It may be more than that. And I guess I see this as being kind of like the Gaia theory, that yes, Earth is the planet we live on, but maybe it's more than that too. Maybe it's a life form in and of itself. So that's the terrain where I'd really like to take the house between. I'd really like to explore not just what's in the house, but what's outside the house. What creatures may exist out there? What happens when somebody new comes into the house? Whose house is this? Who has the right to say they own the house? These are all questions that I think would make for a very fascinating and self-contained science fiction series that wouldn't necessarily be very expensive because you don't need a lot in terms of special effects, you don't need a lot in terms of props, you don't need a lot in terms of settings. I guess I see it as, my answer to The Twilight Zone or One Step Beyond or other 60s science fiction shows which were very self-contained.